Alright, so I have seen a lot lately. A take that has been going around the internet. A question that seems to be on a lot of people's minds. Is Donald Trump the Antichrist? Short answer, no. Long answer, yes. Now, let me explain what I mean by that. So what people are probably noticing is a great deal of parallels between the Book of Revelation and what is happening right now. And you are not wrong to see those parallels. They definitely exist. But those parallels do not necessarily exist because we are about to experience the end of the world. There are two major reasons these parallels exist. The first is because of, freaks. There are people in this country in positions of incredible power who genuinely believe it is their job to bring forth the apocalypse. They are a death cult, essentially. It is a group of, dispensationalists, and they are working towards this prophecy because they believe that if they do that, Jesus will rapture them into heaven. So they are trying actively to end the world. This is why you will see so many Christians who are pro-Israel. It is not because they care about Jewish people. They do not care about Jewish people. What they want is to enact their prophecy. And having Jewish people rule over the land of Israel is part of that. It is also probably why Donald Trump wants Israel and why you will see so many evangelicals cheering this on. He wants to invade Palestine. He wants to invade Gaza for a reason. Because his evangelical base will eat that up. So that's part of the reason that you're seeing so many parallels. Because there's a group of people in power who are actively working towards it. But there is another reason. It is because the Book of Revelation is about the fall of empire. Ancient apocalyptic literature is really fascinating. There isn't really a one-to-one comparison for what we have now, but the closest thing I can compare it to is dystopian science fiction. And apocalyptic literature was very, very common, and that's what the Book of Revelation is. It is the apocalypse of John, the revelation of John. But what apocalypses generally did was they were these sort of prophetic writings that created social commentary. Think of how we sit here and we go 1984 predicted this or that. It is because the writer at the time was making social commentary on what he saw in the present, or she saw in the present, or they saw in the present, and sort of making a prediction about what could happen if we continued on that path. And the Apocalypse of John is specifically about the fall of the Roman Empire. And we do have to remember that when an empire is all you know, when it ends, it feels like the end of the world. I mean, think of how we are still doing this. The reason this is coming up right now is because we feel like it's the end of the fucking world, even though it very likely isn't. It could be, but it probably isn't. It's probably just the end of the American Empire. This is probably it. We are going to lose our social standing. We are already beginning to. The empire is going to fall. And time is kind of a circle. When empires fall, they tend to follow a pattern. And this happens over and over and over and over again. There are these big, strongman leaders ruled by their own hubris. A lot of them are beloved or have the mandate of the people. And then eventually they go mad. This is just kind of how empires go. So, is Donald Trump the Antichrist, as evangelicals or dispensationalists would believe? No, probably not. Is Donald Trump an Antichrist, as in someone whose teachings, worldview, and existence are anti the teachings of Christ? Yes, absolutely, 100%. Donald Trump's entire philosophy is anti-Christ.